Crypto Warriors and Social Crypto back at it again. It is Wednesday, March 10th, 2021. Market's in the green. Pretty much everything's in the green. If it's in the red, it's trading sideways. Nothing too serious. And yeah, full on bull run, right? The only one that's really pumping is Theta Network. NEM is down, and Cosmos and OKB down a little bit. All right, Bitcoin's pumping, everything will follow, and we see ETH is pumping as well. Let's get right into these stories that I have for you today. Coming from Cointelegraph, decentralized finance may be the future, but education is still lacking, and I absolutely agree with this article. Trying to explain DeFi to no coiners, to people that's trying to get into crypto, it's I don't even have hair and I want to pull my hair out. All right, it's hard, and until we get it to the point where you just deposit some coins on an app and you're like staking and getting all these yield for these coins, it's going to be hard to try to explain it to people. All right, so here we are. Engaging in traditional financial markets has become less appealing to consumers and institutional investors as of late. New opportunities are plentiful, with decentralized finance getting a lot of attention. However, that new movement is not without risk, without its own risks and flaws either. For decades, consumers and institutional investors have explored the many different options presented to them in the financial world. This approach has worked out rather well, as one could even earn passive revenue on their savings account. Today, things look very different, as many banks charge negative interest rates and continue to exploit their customers. And that's what's happening right now. We're starting to see a negative interest rate environment where to keep your money in the bank, you have to pay them. All right, making DeFi more accessible. While it may seem as if decentralized finance is destined to disrupt traditional finance, there is still a lot of work to be done. In its current state, DeFi primarily caters to users who have sufficient knowledge of the cryptocurrency market. Unfortunately, the crypto industry remains a niche market even today, despite prices for Bitcoin and Ethereum moving up quickly in the past few months. And that's what's attracting a lot of people into the space, but even then it's still hard for them to try to grasp the whole wallet and private keys and public keys. Like, I get all these questions every single day from friends and family. All right, and this is why I make these videos, to try to educate as much people as possible. Education is the first big step. Wading through the complex nature of DeFi requires a clear and concise education. There is a rising need for educational platforms that address beginner levels of investing. Publications contributed educational content around DeFi noted significant growth throughout 2020 and early 2021. Educational initiatives have a goal to lower entry barriers to decentralized finance by educating people on cryptocurrencies and the opportunities the broader industry provides. Ultimately, a good goal for DeFi would be for 100 million or more people to have deposited at least $1 each into decentralized finance by 2025. It may seem like an easy goal, yet convincing millions of people to partake in the industry isn't easy. Many people remain unconvinced by cryptocurrencies in general, and they will likely feel the same about DeFi. And with all the FUD going on out there, and every time Bitcoin drops, you see it being broadcast on the mainstream news, on the MSNBS, right? The Fox Noise, all these news, these media outlets or whatever, they like to highlight the fact that Bitcoin dipped, or highlight the fact that Bitcoin is pumping, it's a bubble, and all this other stuff. And then the whole thing with the private keys and the wallets, like, people are really afraid of these things, and this is why I make these videos, to try to make it easier for people to get into the space, to make it easier for my family and friends to get into the space, at least. And with that being said, this is why you gotta try to educate yourself and learn as much as possible. This is why I have these videos on yield farming and DeFi products, all right, on staking. And, if that is just way too hard for you, that just buying Bitcoin and holding it is probably the best bet and the easiest route to basically enter the space. All right. Next is coming from Decrypt. And speaking about investing in Bitcoin and the FUD, Anthony Scaramucci, I'm only focused on Bitcoin, the big dog. All right. So Anthony Scaramucci told Decrypt he's all in on Bitcoin, no Ethereum or Dogecoin for now. Skybridge hopes its Bitcoin fund can one day convert into a US Bitcoin ETF, and it's a start, right? And basically, with all the noise out there, like I said, about people getting scammed, this is why we have to police ourselves in the space. And again, with the wallets and what's the difference between a Dogecoin and a Bitcoin? And you see Elon Musk always tweeting about Dogecoin, and all these other celebrities, Mark Cuban, the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, talking about Dogecoin and NFTs. Like it gets overwhelming and confusing at times. And this is why you're seeing people like Scaramucci and his fund just focus on Bitcoin. And that's all you need to focus on. As if it comes down to it, that's all you really need to focus on. Don't try to chase the pumps from all these other coins. Don't worry about the noise. Just focus on Bitcoin and stack your sats. You can't afford a whole Bitcoin? You could afford $1 worth of Bitcoin. And guess what? With the Cash App, you could buy $1 worth of Bitcoin every single day. All right? Much of the reason Scaramucci is focused on Bitcoin for now is that he finds it hard to combat mainstream fears around crypto investing. It's been hard enough to bring investors around to Bitcoin, let alone the thousands of altcoins that are out there. And all those thousands of altcoins trend to zero against Bitcoin anyway. All right? All those altcoins, as far as Bitcoin gains are concerned, they all trend to zero. Now, Skybridge sees Bitcoin as having the best chance to make its way into the portfolios of everyday investors. And yeah, I tend to agree with that. Next, again from Decrypt, Vitalik Buterin touts 100x scaling solution for Ethereum. And, again, people are afraid of these terms and scaling. Why is it so slow? And why do I have to pay so much for the transaction fees? Like, nobody wants to enter a space where if they're just sending Ethereum from an exchange to their own private wallet, they're paying $15, $16, sometimes $20, $30 for a transaction. Right? It doesn't make sense. If you're investing $50 and then you're losing 30 or half of it on the transaction fee to send it to your own wallet. All right. In an appearance on the Tim Ferriss podcast, Tim Ferriss Show podcast, Ethereum creator Vitalik Buterin has highlighted a really powerful scaling solution that will tide the smart contracts platform over ahead of its ETH 2.0 upgrade. And with the ETH 2.0 upgrade coming eventually, right? They're actually slowly trying to build it out. One of the things I like to say, or what I actually got from Crypto Blood, right? Another YouTuber. What he says is, with Ethereum trying to do the upgrade, it's trying to fix a moving vehicle. It's like you have a train or a car, and you're trying to fix the transmission while the car is moving. And that's what they're trying to do right now with Ethereum. All right. It's totally it's not like it's a centralized software or thing where they could shut it down and then fix it. It's a decentralized thing where it's millions of computers, well, not millions, but thousands of computers and nodes around the world, and they're trying to upgrade it. And everybody has to have the same consensus, all right, or agree on that upgrade. And again, getting a little technical, but that's what it is. It's trying to fix a moving vehicle. As of today, the average cost of sending ETH is around $16, considerably less than the $38 it once had to pay last month. This would be once. But still a significant amount of money for cryptocurrency transactions that's supposed to be fast and cheap. Yeah, nobody wants to pay those crazy high fees. All right. So they have one of the solutions, and the Sharding solution, right, that they are trying to implement won't be implemented until ETH 2.0. One such solution is rollups, a layer 2 method of aggregating transactions inside smart contracts aimed at reducing fees and the network's congestion. And rollups are theoretically capable of increasing the platform's throughput from the current 15 transactions per second to more than 1,000 transactions per second. And one of the things or a couple of the networks that's actually doing it right now is the Synthetics network. They're actually doing rollups right now, and Polygon, which was the Matic network, they're actually doing rollups right now, but they're doing it on a side chain. And then when you're trying to settle, then you come back onto the Ethereum main chain. And again, that sounds very complicated. You got to take your main Ethereum off and then put it onto the Polygon network, which is Matic, and then once you're done with that, you bring it back onto the Ethereum main network before you send it to an Ethereum wallet. Nobody wants to do all that. They just want to know that, hey, I send some ETH or do some transaction on Uniswap or SushiSwap or something, some DeFi stuff, and then I get my yield or I'm getting my ETH to my wallet or whatever the case is. They don't want to know that. Even Loopring. I did a Loopring transaction just to try it out to get some, some Celsius token, right? Send some ETH over there and then transferred it to the L2 network, right? And then the fees were extremely cheap to convert the ETH from the Ethereum to the Cell token. But then once I got it back, got Cell, I had to transfer it from the L2 network to the main Ethereum network. Nobody wants to do all that. It's easy for me because I'm in the space and, I've been doing it for a while and, just read a few articles here and there and then let's try it out. I could have lost my Ethereum, but nobody wants to take that risk. Okay. So this is why Ethereum needs to hurry up and come out with these layer 2 solutions for their network. This way, the fees are cheap and people can actually interact with the network without paying those ridiculous fees. And last but not least, Grayscale parent DCG buying $250 million worth of the Grayscale Bitcoin. All right, so the crypto investment firm Digital Currency Group is buying up to $250 million of shares in the Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust. And the investment firm, I just said it, they're buying $250 million in the Bitcoin Trust. According to press release, this trust is run by asset manager Grayscale Investments, which itself is owned by the Digital Currency Group. So they're basically doing share buybacks. That is super bullish, all right? If you're thinking that Bitcoin, like I said, in my last couple of videos, if you think that Bitcoin is going anywhere, right? And you think that, it's a bubble or you missed it, you didn't miss the train. Because as we see, all right, the parent company is buying back their own shares of the investment firm, of their investment arm. That's super bullish. And I don't know what else to say. It's just super, super bullish. Okay? Super bullish. Please, let's discuss it in the comment section below. Smash that like, hit that subscribe button, the notification bell to get notified when I upload new videos. And let's talk about these layer 2 solutions for Ethereum. And we have Grayscale, or the Digital Currency Group, DCG, that's the parent company for Grayscale, buying up more Bitcoin shares. You better be stacking your sats, people. And I'm out. Peace.